If you're looking for a real classic movie to celebrate Christmas, you should definitely watch our picks for the best classic Christmas movies.
What else did you do while we were away?
Just hung around.
We hope you will enjoy the following ranking. Please let us know your favorite in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to never miss a good movie again.
Number 10. Scrooged, 1988.
It's the one night of the year when we all act a little nicer, we smile a little easier, we share a little more.
When a cynical and cruel television executive forces his staff to work on the holidays, he is visited by the three ghosts who try to rejuvenate his Christmas spirit. Regarded as one of the best Christmas films of all time, Scrooged manages to impress the audience with its hilarious plot and amazing screenplay. Directed by Richard Donner and released in 1988, the Christmas comedy stars Bill Murray, Karen Allen, and John Forsythe in lead roles.
You do have to get involved. There are people that are having trouble making their miracle happen. There are people that don't have enough to eat. There are people that are cold. You can go out and say hello to these people. You can take an old blanket out of the closet and say, here. You can make them a sandwich and say, oh, by the way, here.
Number 9. Meet Me in St. Louis, 1944.
Are we all here?
Oh, just too bad for those that aren't. Time, tide, and trolley wait for no man. Let her go, motorman.
Meet Me in St. Louis follows the story of the Smiths, a well-off family with 4 beautiful daughters living in St. Louis. When the family finds out that Mr. Smith has been transferred, the girls are forced to leave their home and travel to New York with their father. Released in 1944, the musical comedy stars Judy Garland, Margaret O'Brien, Mary Astor, and Lucille Bremer in lead roles. Directed by Vincente Minnelli, the movie is deemed a classic and selected for preservation in the National Film Registry.
With my high starched collar and my high top shoes and my hair piled high upon my head, I went to lose a jolly hour on the trolley and lost my heart instead.
Number 8. The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993.
It goes something like this.
The Nightmare Before Christmas follows the story of Jack Skellington, the king of Halloween Town, who finds a secret portal to the Christmas town and decides to celebrate Christmas. The animated dark fantasy film was directed by Henry Selick and was released in 1993. The film managed to impress critics and audience with its engaging plot, won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. The voice cast includes Chris Sarandon as Jack and Catherine O'Hara as Sally.
I need your help more than anyone's.
You certainly do, Jack. I had the most terrible vision.
That's splendid.
No, it was about your Christmas. There was smoke and fire.
That's not my Christmas. My Christmas is filled with laughter.
Number 7. Miracle on 34th Street, 1947.
Just because he bought too many of the wrong toys. That's what I've been fighting against for years, the way they commercialize Christmas.
When a new Santa Claus at the Macy's department store claims to be the real deal, he is deemed insane and institutionalized. However, a young, kind-hearted lawyer agrees to fight his case and prove his sanity in the court. Directed by George Seaton, Miracle on 34th Street was nominated for 3 Academy Awards and is considered a Christmas classic. Released in 1947, the Christmas comedy stars Maureen O'Hara, John Payne, and Edmund Gwenn in lead roles.
Who was the first president of the United States? George Washington. Who was the vice president under John Quincy Adams? Daniel D. Tompkins, and I'll bet your Mr. Sawyer doesn't know that. Good night.
Number 6. White Christmas, 1954.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
When Bob Wallace and Phil Davis become a famous song-dance duo after leaving the Army, they meet their match in the form of Betty and Judy. The four must now work together to save the failing inn of Thomas F. Waverly, the boys' former commanding officer. The musical comedy was released in 1954 and turned out to be a commercial success. Directed by Michael Curtiz, the movie stars Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney, and Vera Ellen in lead roles.
Might not be bad at that, you know, the snow-covered slopes, and skiing, Christianas and the stemming and the plotzing and the shushing, hot buttered rum, light on the butter, and snow.
Number 5. Three Wishes for Cinderella, 1973.
Vidíš ty šišky na špici? Troufl by sis?
To u nás dokáže malá holka.
Three Wishes for Cinderella is a 1973 Czechoslovak Eastern German fairy tale film directed by Václav Vorlacek. The story retells the classic Cinderella fairy tale and follows Popelka, an independent young girl who is a servant in the house of her stepmother. When she comes across three magical acorns, she is granted a single wish for each one of them. The movie had its international premiere in East Berlin in 1973 and is until today a popular Christmas holiday movie in many European countries. Number 4. Home Alone, 1990.
I didn't want to see you again for the rest of my whole life, and I didn't want to see anybody else either.
When an 8-year-old is accidentally left alone by his family during the Christmas holidays, the task of protecting his home falls on him as Harry and Marv arrive to rob the place. Released in 1990, the movie stars Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, and Daniel Stern in lead roles. Directed by Chris Columbus, Home Alone was nominated for 2 Academy Awards and managed to become a classic owing to its hilarious plot and an amazing score.
And smash his face with an iron!
I can slap him right in the face with a paint can, maybe.
Or shove a nail through his foot.
First thing I'm gonna do is bite off every one of these little fingers, one at a time.
Number 3. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, 1989.
I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there on Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here.
Things predictably start to go awry when the Griswolds try to celebrate their seasonal Christmas holidays. The movie serves as the 3rd chapter in the National Lampoon's Vacation film series and is regarded as a modern Christmas classic. Released in 1989, the Christmas comedy stars Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo in lead roles. Under the powerful direction of Jeremiah S. Chechik, the film manages to dazzle the audience with its unique plot and received critical and commercial acclaim.
Sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the title?
Number 2. A Christmas Story, 1983.
What do you want for Christmas, little boy?
My mind had gone blank. Frantically, I tried to remember what it was I wanted.
Regarded as one of the best Christmas films of all time and directed by Bob Clark, A Christmas Story follows the life of 9-year-old Ralphie Parker as he tries to convince his parents, Santa Claus, and his teachers to give him a Red Ryder BB gun as a Christmas present. Released in 1983, the Christmas comedy stars Melinda Dillon and Darren McGavin in lead roles. The film managed to win 2 Canadian Genie Awards and was selected to be preserved in the National Film Registry.
No, I want an official Red Ryder carbonation 200 by rifle.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Before we unveil movie number 1, here are a few honorable mentions.
How much do I owe you, Sylvester?
Not a cent, my friend. My pockets are just bulging with the coins of self-satisfaction. You want to know why?
I'd love to know.
Because you and the little lady have restored my faith in human nature. That's why. Good night, Dudley. Good night, Julia.
Good night, Sylvester.
Don't you know a kid always wins against 2 idiots?
Harry! He's in the living room! He went up the ladder! What's that? Oh! Whoa!
Number 1. It's a Wonderful Life, 1946.
I don't know how you know these things, but tell me, where is she? If you know where she is, tell me where my wife is.
I'm not supposed to tell.
Please, Clarence, tell me where she is.
You're not gonna like it, George.
Where is she?
It's a Wonderful Life is a 1946 Christmas fantasy drama film, produced and directed by Frank Capra and starring James Stewart, Henry Travers, and Donna Reed. The story follows George Bailey, a man who has given up his dreams to help others. When a financial disaster on Christmas Eve lets George think about suicide, An angel comes along and shows him how different life in his community would be if he had never been born. The movie has been recognized by the American Film Institute as one of the 100 best American films ever made.
My mouth's bleeding, Bert! My mouth's bleeding! Zuzu's pedals! Zuzu! There they are! Bert! What do you know about that? Merry Christmas!
Do you agree with our list? Please let us know in the comments below. If you want to know more about a particular movie in this list, you can check out our links in the video description. And for more top 10 movie videos, be sure to subscribe to communiTV.